What makes soft plastic baits so great is not necessarily the bait, but the way you rig them. They're very, very versatile in the way you can rig the bait. The four most popular ways of rigging a soft plastic by far is a Texas rig, a Carolina rig, rigging them with a jig head, or rigging a swim bait. Now there's plenty of other ways to rig a soft plastic, but if you master these four, then you're going to be able to fish anywhere in the water column and fish just about any season and just about any lake, stream, or river in the country. You know, bass anglers have literally hundreds of baits to choose from. A successful day out in the water often hinges on picking the right bait for the right situation. Unfortunately, it's easy for an angler to make the wrong choice when they don't fully understand the nuances of rigging and presentations. In this Beyond the Bait video series powered by our friends at Streamlight, I'm going to offer a uniquely technical focus on the best baits for bass fishing. Along the way, I'll try to dispel many of the wives' tales, myths, and misnomers associated with bass fishing. Hi, I'm Dr. Todd Kuhn, editor in Game and Fish magazine. Come along as I attempt to help you put more fish in the boat. Now let's get to it. Now the Texas worm rig is by far the king of soft plastic rigs, and there's a good reason why. It is really easy to do. It's almost foolproof. It's very, very weedless. And another thing is it gives you a lot of control with the bait, as I've mentioned before, when you cast. And it keeps you in contact with the bait when you're fishing it. And also, last but not least, the worm weight slides when you have a big fish on. So when they jump, he throws his head, the weight slides up the rig, up the line, and he cannot throw the hook. Now there's two distinct disadvantages to the Texas rig. Number one, the weight is right on the bait. So sometimes when a fish bites the bait, they feel the weight, they pick it up, they feel the weight, and they spit the bait out. Another thing is that sometimes a fish can see the weight, and if the fish are really, really shy that day, or they've got lockjaw, that may keep them from biting your Texas rig. Now the Carolina rig is a lot of fun to fish. It's one of my favorite ways of fishing a soft plastic. And the reason is because I can fish the bait really, really slow, and I can concentrate on what I'm doing. A Carolina rig keeps the bait in the strike zone longer than most other baits, and keeps it moving longer than most other baits, because a Carolina rig, you're using a small hook and it allows the bait to float up off the bottom. And if there's any current, if there's anything in the water, any movement, the bait is fishing, literally fishing itself. Another advantage of a Carolina rig is the fact that the weight is away from the bait, and when you get a strike, the fish is pulling on the bait and it's pulling the line through the sinker, which means they have no idea that they have you on the other end of the line. That makes the Carolina rig a really, really good rig. Also, with the weight in front and you've got the glass beads, as you work that rig along the bottom, that stirs up mud, that stirs up sand, and a fish thinks that there's something foraging around on the bottom of the lake. So he thinks there's something going on down there, and he goes down to look and he doesn't see the weight. He sees your bait and he bites it. That's a huge advantage of the Carolina rig. And you can fish really, really small finesse baits on heavier line, which means you're going to catch more fish because you're going to get more strikes because you're downsizing the bait. Another advantage of the Carolina rig is that you've got glass beads that are adjacent to the weight. So as you work the bait across the bottom, the glass beads beat together. Some people argue that that sounds like a crawdad snapping his pinchers. I don't know, but I know that that little click that bait makes, that the beads make, attract more fish, as does the mud when that's being kicked up by the weight. And that attracting clicking sound that the glass beads make attracts fish also. Another advantage of the Carolina rig is the fact that you're fishing on a leader. And what that leader does, depending on if you lengthen it or shorten it, it allows the bait to be fished on the bottom, or if you, with a short leader, If you use a long leader, it allows the bait to be fished higher in the water column. And when you know where the fish are, you can adjust the length of that leader, which allows you to customize your presentation to where the fish are. And that lets you catch more fish because you're going to get more bites because your bait has got to be in the strike zone for them to bite it. And a Carolina rig does just that. Hey, thanks for joining us on this episode of Beyond the Baits, powered by Streamlight. I hope some of the information contained in this video will help you become a better bass fisherman. For more information about bass fishing and other outdoor topics, join us at gameandfishmag.com or pick up a copy of Game and Fish on a local newsstand near you.